Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where we've got more build-up to do here. We've got about 28 years left in the game, I think. And the question is, do we want to continue after that and play like directly up to the Crusader Kings era? I'm leaning against that right now. I'm leaning towards having this empire collapse. Perhaps off camera, because that'll probably be the easiest way to do that. But having this collapse, and then we jump forward in time, and we have to rebuild it from the ashes. That's what I'm leaning towards right now. But for now, we do have time left in the actual game. At least like 28 years. So that'll be fine. We'll see what we end up doing, but we'll probably let this collapse at some point, or just skip ahead and say it collapsed. That would be another way to go. I mean, in this time period, an empire like this probably wouldn't hold together for too much longer, right? Realistically. Speaking of not holding together, we do have a civil war brewing up here, and what do we want to do about it? Well, we've got Morgana's Corrosis, who's the primary issue, and we can just bribe him. That's fine. No problem whatsoever there. So I do want to be checking in on our city holdings here. We need to build those as best we can. What were we doing over here? Right, we need a mill, and then we need a tax office. So that should be fine. We're still working on building roads out over this way, and there's a little ways to go on that for sure. And Morgana's Corrosis has died in flagrante delicto. Okay, that's spicy. We're going to put in a new governor up over here, a Corrosi family, ideally. Yeah, you'll do. Okay, no scorned family there. Cool. So, working our way through more of these city constructions, we can't actually build out over here due to province loyalty, right? No, we can. We definitely can. And we should remove the aqueduct here and put in a foundry for right now. We can't put anything else in because we are, of course, going to run out of funds for our road construction if we attempt to do that. But for the time being, this will do. We're going to require 3 mills here, but we only have 2 building slots right now. There's not a lot of building slots in Rapidu. Okay, well, that's fine. We can certainly get this mill queued up right now, and then we can get a second mill in about 2 months. So that's okay. These guys are taking attrition out over here. They're building roads. They're fine for the time being. It'll be okay. So that's all looking relatively good. This is uninhabitable up over here, but these 2 settlements could be colonized in theory. Now, I don't know if we're actually going to end up running into conflict with Rome. We may or may not. We have a lot of economic work to do, and then we need to scale up our military, and then potentially economic work again after that. Yeah, so this definitely needs a lot of work. We'll see how that ends up planning out? That's not a word that I'm looking to use here. Playing out is the word that we're looking for. So Carthage is down to 2,400 pops. We're at 8,963, and Rome just broke 10k, and they're brewing up a civil war. Noted. That's fascinating. But for right now, we're not too concerned about it. Let's continue to build buildings here. So we know that we need a mill here, and that's now maxed out for the time being. Down over this way, we produce dates. Unfortunately, this province is too disloyal to actually do anything. Okay, so we would come out over this direction where we produce vegetables. Honestly, I think having this produce vegetables is absolutely fine. Food is important to have around, as it turns out. So we're going to get a couple of slave buildings going there, and we should also take a look at potentially grabbing something along the lines of pedagogy into regulated moneylenders, or something like that, or even earned manumission into crucifixion. That's probably not terrible. Yeah, let's do that for now. That'll be fine. And we do need a new censor. We'll put in Orgetorix Adaxis here. Perfect. And I wanted to make sure that we had another mill queued up here. We can actually afford a 3rd mill. Beautiful. And we got a bountiful harvest. we're going to take the stability here. Our stability is low and ticking downward, so we definitely want to do that. Speaking of which, how expensive would a pig stab be? Do it. We're going to start ticking upward. That'll be fine. And we need to get a tax office here, and then we need a second tax office. We have the cash to do that. Beautiful. 108. Wow. Okay, that was a big jump. I like it. We know that we need something here. And this produces dyes? Sure. Dropping appearances, huh? We don't bow to blackmail. It's unfortunate that we lose 5 stability there, but we'll have to take it. Brusetius Divicus is a bit of a problem. We've got a minor addendum here. 6 stability for 10 political influence we absolutely take. So this guy we need to persuade. Fantastic. And we need to decide what we want this city to be. I'm leaning towards it being a tech city. So we would build an academy here, a second academy. We can't afford our third academy just yet. Marriage proposal refused. Okay, we're losing 10 political influence for something that I don't think that we set up, but okay, whatever. We'll get this queued up. There we go. And then, of course, we're going to need 3 libraries here as well. But making 108 gold is really solid. I'm very pleased about that. To be clear, we're not drilling, and we're going to need to work on that. That will require some work. So we need 65.2. We can build another library now, and then our third library. There we go. So that's all queued up. Wonderful. Now we're a little short on cash. We'll take the national slave output in order to continue to boost up our cash income. We were already on that, right? So that just maintains us where we were at. Carpetania wants military access. That's interesting. They're separate from Carthage. Oh, they split off from Rome. Right. Rome controlled that territory. We actually accept that offer. We are interested in Rome being hurt. Now, Carpetania is going to lose this war. 1 trillion% they're going to lose this war. But we'll help them as much as we can. Not going so far as to get involved with the war ourselves, of course. That is not something we're interested in doing right now. So this is currently set up as a research city, and I think that's absolutely fine. Restoring a monument to its local glory. That's pretty expensive. They'll just have to deal with a dirty monument, unfortunately. So we'll continue to get all of that queued up. Wonderful. And then we've got a city off over here. How are these guys doing? They're still building their roads, and yeah, they were able to build roads through these uninhabitable passes as long as we actually control them. I think that we can't build roads here, but we were able to build roads through these passes. So that's wonderful. We're very, very pleased about that. No longer importing iron. Okay, that's probably fine. Out over this direction, we produce cloth here. I think we're going to make this be another research city. So we'll get an academy going. We'll get a third academy going on the month tick here. Any moment now, month tick. You can do it. There we go. Third academy going, and then we'll need to get a couple of libraries in here. That'll be a little bit yet, but we are certainly getting a lot of solid investment in here. I'm relatively pleased with how this is going. As far as our road construction, yeah, we're making good progress here. Beautiful. So we definitely want to get a library queued up over here. We can get another one and a third, maxing out this city. Beautiful. Now we probably are going to end up having some cities up in Iberia that are going to need upgrades pretty soon. Yeah, we're starting to see those coming in. I'm not shocked about that. Not shocked in the slightest. We can put in a tax office here and keep that maintained. Up over this direction would also be a tax office. We're going to wait until we have a month tick, but there we go. Cool. And down over this way, this would just be a tax office as well. Do it. Beautiful. So we know that we've got 2 additional cities over here, and then some out this direction that I don't think we can actually build in yet because of the provincial loyalty. That is correct. So for now, we'll need to decide what we want this to be. This produces spices. So I think we'll probably make this be another research city. We do need more of those, after all. So we'll queue up an academy here. And while we're waiting on money, we can see what we want to do over here. Wine can also be a research city. 18 gold for 6 stability and 5% research tech investment is pretty good. We definitely do that. Our stability is basically even now. That's really, really solid. I'm very happy about that. So I am going to put in research city equipment here. I feel like we're a little overbuilding our research down this direction, though, and that's something to think about. Who is this? The Numidian. Okay. We're going to bribe you. Fantastic. No problem. So I do want to consider the fact that we're building a lot of research cities. And we're at 183 research efficiency right now. So we probably don't require additional research cities beyond here. We could go for manpower. I feel like we're doing okay on manpower regeneration as well, to be honest. Residius Divicus is now dead. Okay. And they're considered a scorned family, even though we don't have a job to hand out. Interesting. I would have not expected that. Well, we'll queue up all 3 of those libraries here, and these guys are still building their roads. I don't think that we can build roads through this uninhabitable pass here, but we'll try it. Like 95% certain that this isn't going to work. And let's take a look at where we can still build. So we can actually build over here. We didn't get this maxed out. Right. Maybe we should pivot this into not being a research city, but rather being a slave city to produce the spices. I mean, we're not really focusing on citizens, though. That's the thing about this. That's why I originally chose to have this be a research city. And I think we'll stick with that, but we definitely need to consider that we're going to be capping our research efficiency soon. So that will definitely be a problem for us. How is our tech doing, anyway? We're 88 years ahead of time. Okay, sure. I mean, we can see here, allegedly 24 years until the end of the game. We'll see when we actually feel like stopping. It might be at that time. It might be slightly later. It kind of depends. Okay, I'm going to wait for an additional month tick here just in case. It shouldn't cause a problem with our road construction, but we'll wait for it anyway. There we go. So that's all underway. I don't really want to make any additional research cities if we can get away with it. That's a lot of gold. Okay. Up over this direction is, of course, a tax office. So we'll put that in. Wonderful. This is not really set up in any meaningful way. It produces spices. So again, normally I would make the argument here that this should be a research city. But I think we're going to back off on that. We're going to ditch one level of port. We're going to get rid of the marketplace. We're going to ditch the academy here, and we're going to put in a foundry. I'm going to make this be a slave city. It's not perhaps perfectly ideal, but I really don't feel like we need additional additional research cities at this time. So this will be okay. We'll put in a mill over here, and we'll just have to wait to get that fully set up. So at this point, we are walking on roads all the way down here. We'll build roads through here. There's a few additional roads that we're going to build over this way, but we're very close to being done with our road construction. That's looking solid. I do want to come up over here and get that additional mill queued up. We can do that right now. And then a third mill would put this at 7 of 7. So we can't put in any tax offices here right now. I'm not too concerned about that, though. That is absolutely fine for the moment. So we have a lot of construction underway here. No doubt about that. Checking down this direction, we do have a few cities down this direction that we can build in. There's this one here, which produces base metals, an excellent slave city. So that is indeed exactly the plan. We cannot build a foundry here because we're lacking the gold. Okay, 257 is more than I expected that to cost for some reason, but sure, we can definitely do that. And yeah, this city is just lacking the loyalty. So that's going to be the case with a lot of these cities, unfortunately. We can build our foundry here now, and we'll get that going. So this is then going to be 3 mills and a tax office. We can get a mill queued up. And we're continuing to build our road out over this direction. Then we'll come down here, and then this will not be road construction, but we'll just walk up over here, and then we'll actually be done with our road construction here. So there's very little left to do in terms of road construction. Oh, we actually did get roads built through this uninhabitable terrain. Interesting. I did not expect that to happen. Fascinating. Did you guys win against Rome? They won against Rome. Now that's fascinating. So Rome just didn't fight them then. That's what that means. We should fabricate a claim on the province of Emporia and look to take that over. That's just free real estate at this point. We should definitely handle that. So we're going to build a mill over here. And another mill. And then we're going to get that one tax office on the next month tick. The Divici and Kareid families, or I guess Divici, I'm not sure how this is supposed to be pronounced in this kind of Gallic dialect that we've got going on here. I don't think it's Divici, though. They are definitely a Scorn family, as well as the Kareids, and we're going to put in a tax office over here. We need a religious researcher, and actually, our most qualified person is a Divica, so that's perfect. So now it's just the Kareid family, and Divica's a ruler. Okay, so over in Bayetica, we would then want to put in a Kareid. So, like, this guy. Oddly enough, even with our ruler being Divici, this is still Scorned. But whatever, that is fine. We don't actually care about that. So we're going to have this maxed out. That is wonderful. Where else can we build down here? This city. Okay, this produces horses. We've already got a foundry here. Let's just double down on this being a slave city. That's fine. We can't get any more than this right now, so I'm not too concerned about that. We are seeing our income dropping off a little bit here. I'm not shocked about that one. It's okay. So we're almost done with our road build over here. We only have one more road build to do. We do have some provinces thinking about rebelling. That's not surprising in any meaningful way. Down over this way, we produce stone. We would love to get a foundry put in here. And there we go. We have enough gold to do that, so we'll get a foundry building. This didn't build? Okay, I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. We're going to walk around this direction. We were able to build in unclaimed territory previously. I don't know if it'll allow us to do this, but we would love to get a road built here. That would be amazing. And then maybe doubling back and building it like this. Sure. We've got a bountiful harvest here. We don't actually need the stability. We'll take the gold. That will allow us to really plow through a lot of these constructions. So we'll get all of that queued up. In this city here, I don't think we need this port, to be honest. Actually, maybe it is useful, now that I think about it. Well, we have a port here, so it's fine. I don't think we need 2 ports. That's all good. This is currently set up kind of as a manpower city. I guess we're okay with that. This produces dyes. Sure. We'll make it be a manpower city. That seems relatively fine for right now. And then we've got this city up here. I do want to have a port here. And the fort here I think is good too. We have a grand theater already. This produces dyes. I'm still going to make it be a slave city though, so we'll get that going. Yeah, we are able to build that road. Okay, cool. So that's absolutely fine. What else do we want to do here? Well, we do need to continue to build in some locations. Mostly up here in Hispania. So we need a tax office here. We need a library. We need a tax office. We need a library. And we need a library. Okay. That is everything except... Where is this at? Oh, over here. Right. Sure. That's fine. We produce fish here, a tax office. There we go. We do need the First Legion of Lusitania to have a commander. And really... I want to do meritocracy here, but this guy is Scorn family, same skill, so we'll do that. Okay, for now that's okay. That'll do. Beautiful. So then we're just going to build this road here. That looks good. Cattle is escaping. We can actually afford to pay for this, so that's fine. Beautiful. And we'll allow all of these constructions to finish up for a bit here. I don't know why we're not rendering a road between these two provinces, but there appears to be one that exists. I guess we'll build a road down this way just to try to make this not awkwardly dead end here for visual purposes. That's about the best we've got right now. We don't have any other constructions to do. How are we doing on Carpetania? We're at 77 out of 32. Okay, we're going to walk down over this direction. And these guys, they're going to walk up and park like somewhere up here or maybe like up here. Yeah, that'll be okay for now. I don't think we'll need more than this unit to take out Carpetania. To be clear, the only reason that Rome didn't defeat this is because they didn't try. That's the only conclusion I can come to. They made absolutely zero effort. We do have a city that we can build in somewhere. Boomia out over here. Okay, sure. We can certainly put in an extra mill there. Oh, you guys are still on road build. Please stop doing road build. You don't need to be doing that anymore. I suppose we could build a road, like, through here. I don't know if that's really necessary, though. It probably isn't, in all honesty. There's our CB. Okay, so now I want to go before this fort finishes. That will definitely be the way to go here. So, checking in. Yeah, they have no allies, so this is just free. It's literally just free. They don't even have a fort built here. They do have a fort built down here, but they were building this fort, and that's a good location for a fort, to be honest. That controls this little crossing point here. Cool. So that's now under our control, and we're going to walk southward. I don't know if that fort actually went away. Another building popped in here, apparently. Or maybe they lost the building slot? I don't know. Well, it doesn't really matter either way. That is all fine. No city buildings to be built. There's no provincial buildings to be built either. And these guys were not stack wiped, sadly. They're heading this direction? That's mildly awkward. I would have preferred that they retreat this way rather than retreating like through us towards our territory. We'll grab Pop assimilation speed at this point. Our treasury has dropped due to our national slave output dropping off, but that's okay. So once we arrive up here, which we just did, I guess we can build a road here. And then we can see if we want to do anything about this force. It doesn't appear to be a problem. So this appears to be absolutely fine at this moment. So we'll get these roads built. We've got about 21 years left in the game, so that's a few episodes. Not a big deal there. Yeah, that's fine. We kind of need to wrap up our current ongoing Crusader Kings game, don't we? That's going to be exciting. I don't think that's going to be done before this. So we might actually have 2 Crusader Kings games going at once, which is always mildly awkward, especially if we do an import. But there's good reasons not to do an import, I think, here. So we can definitely put this lady in as the censor. That'll be fine. And yeah, they capped here. Very rude of them, I might add. We're going to come off of road build, and we'll come see about doing something about this. We could definitely recruit that silver-tongued slave. Fantastic. So we got this siege done. We're going to walk up here and recap this location, and that should be this war over at this point. They have basically nothing that they can do. We're going to want to fight Carthage again fairly soon, but it's pretty clear that this empire is going to fall at a certain point, right? And that's okay. Rise and falls of empires throughout history. It's actually, I think, kind of interesting if we do this as a full mega campaign, but we don't do any importing, and we just start over every time because the empire fell. It makes a little bit less sense, to be honest, doing that from, say, Crusader Kings into Europa, where it's like the same day. Wow, they finished that siege right then? That's awkward timing. Luckily, it doesn't matter, and the war is over. We'll just allow that fight to finish. And we're going to sue for peace here. We're going to take their stuff. That's all they can give us, so that'll be absolutely fine. We'll lose half a point of AE. There we go. And these guys can head up over like here, and then these can come back and park here in Serva. Beautiful. So this territory is under our control. I still believe this is a good place to build a fort. I like the AI's call on that one. That's great. So we're going to build a fort there, and that will control this choke point here. We could also consider building a fort like somewhere over here-ish. It's not a terrible location, just to prevent Carthage from sending forces this way. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to start building up our military, and eventually... Oh, hi, martial advances. We'll spend our martial advance next episode as well, but we're going to start building up our military and preparing to attack Carthage again. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Shadowwolf, Mlohan80, Rogue Corvid, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.